Have you ever looked up at the sun and wondered, what if it just disappeared? Not forever, but just for a day. What would happen if our star decided to take a 24-hour vacation? Let's dive into this mind-bending scenario. The moment the sun vanishes, we wouldn't notice a thing. Not for about 8 minutes and 20 seconds anyway. That's how long it takes for sunlight to travel from the sun to Earth. So, for those first few minutes, everything would seem completely normal. But then, it happens. Instantaneously, day turns into the blackest night you can imagine. The sky wouldn't just be dark like a normal night. It would be utterly devoid of light. The moon and planets would disappear from our sky too, since they only shine by reflecting sunlight. All we'd see is a sea of stars, brighter and clearer than ever before, against a backdrop of pure black. As the planet is plunged into darkness, panic would set in almost immediately. Power grids would strain as everyone flips on their lights. But the real chaos would be psychological. Imagine the entire world experiencing a solar eclipse that never ends. It would be beautiful, in a terrifying sort of way. But the darkness is just the beginning. The second major effect is gravity. The sun's immense gravity is what keeps Earth and all the other planets in our solar system locked in their orbits. Without that gravitational pull, Earth would instantly fly off into space in a straight line, like a stone released from a slingshot. We'd become a rogue planet, hurtling through the cosmos at a staggering speed of about 30 kilometers per second, or over 100,000 kilometers per hour. Don't worry about hitting anything right away. Space is incredibly vast. The nearest star, Proxima Centauri, is over 4 light-years away. At our current speed, it would take us more than 40,000 years to get there. So, we're a rogue planet flying through the dark. What about the temperature? This is where things get really chilly, really fast. Without the sun's constant warmth, Earth's surface temperature would start to plummet. It wouldn't be instantaneous, thanks to our atmosphere and the heat retained by the oceans and the planet's core. But it would be dramatic. Within the first day, the average global temperature would drop to around freezing 0 degrees Celsius. By the end of a week, we'd be looking at a bone-chilling minus 17 degrees Celsius, and after a year, the surface could reach an unimaginably cold minus 73 degrees. Life on the surface would be in serious trouble. Photosynthesis, the process that powers most life on Earth, would stop immediately. Plants would begin to die within days. Herbivores would run out of food, followed quickly by the carnivores that prey on them. Most surface animals would either freeze or starve. Humans, however, are resourceful. We wouldn't all perish immediately. We could survive at least for a while. We'd need to retreat underground or into specially insulated habitats. Geothermal energy would become our best friend. Heat from the Earth's core could provide power and warmth. We could use it to create underground farms with artificial lighting, growing food to sustain the survivors. Iceland, with its abundant geothermal activity, would suddenly become some of the most valuable real estate on the planet. Submarines in the deep ocean would also be relatively safe, as the water temperature would drop much more slowly. But what about the oceans? The surface would freeze over quickly, forming a thick layer of ice. This ice would actually act as an insulator, protecting the liquid water below from the deep cold of space. Life in the deep sea, especially around hydrothermal vents, wouldn't even notice the sun was gone. These ecosystems thrive on chemical energy from the Earth's core, not sunlight. So, while the surface world would become a frozen wasteland, life would persist in the dark depths of the ocean. Now, let's remember our original premise. The sun only disappears for 24 hours. So, just as we're getting used to being a rogue ice ball, the sun reappears. What happens then? First, there's the light. After 24 hours of absolute black, the sun's return would be blinding. It would take our eyes a while to adjust. But the bigger question is gravity. When the sun pops back into existence, would its gravity just snatch us back? It's not that simple. By then, we would have traveled over 2.5 million kilometers away from our original orbit. When the sun's gravity takes hold again, it wouldn't pull us back into our nice circular path. Instead, we'd be pulled into a new, highly elliptical orbit. This new orbit would be disastrous. Our year would be completely different. At our farthest point, we'd be much farther from the sun than we are now, leading to extreme, prolonged winters. At our closest point, we'd swing in much nearer to the sun, causing scorching, life-ending heat waves. The planet's climate would be thrown into absolute chaos, with temperature swings far too extreme for most life, including us, to handle. The sudden return of the sun's heat would also cause the massive ice sheets that formed on the oceans to melt and break apart, triggering mega tsunamis that would wash over coastal areas. The atmosphere would go haywire, creating storms more powerful than anything we've ever witnessed. So, even though the sun's vacation was only for a day, the consequences would be permanent and catastrophic. The Earth would be transformed into a planet of extremes, swinging between fire and ice. The delicate balance that allows life to flourish would be shattered forever. It's a chilling thought, isn't it? Our existence is so dependent on that one star, our sun, being exactly where it is, doing exactly what it does, every single second of every single day. It really makes you appreciate the stability we so often take for granted. The next time you feel the sun's warmth on your skin, take a moment to be thankful. It's the anchor of our world, the engine of life, and we're incredibly lucky to have it. What other what-if scenarios would you like us to explore? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this cosmic journey, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more adventures into the unknown. See you next time.